How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video guide. Today we're going to be covering double XP preparations, EXP buffs, as well as events, and yeah. So let's get right into it. Keep in mind that for every point of intelligence, you get 2% experience. So to start things off, we have mutations. We have Egghead, Herd Mentality, Carnivore, and Herbivore. Egghead gives plus 6 intelligence, Herd Mentality gives plus 2 to all stats when you're in a team, and minus 2 when you are solo. Carnivore and herbivore you cannot use at the same time, so you have to decide which one is best for you. Carnivore is for meat based foods, as well as herbivore is for veggies. For carnivores, you can use broiled scorched brains, tasty squirrel stew, and canned meat stew. Unfortunately, you cannot stack the squirrel stews and canned meat stews, but you can stack the squirrel stew and brains, or the meat stew and brains. For herbivore, we have cranberry cobbler, cranberry relish, as well as brain bombs. Like carnivore, you cannot stack the two main foods, which is cobbler and relish, but you can stack relish and bombs or cobbler and bombs. Now, with the foods, you can also use magazines. There are 3 different magazines you can use. We have Backwoodsman 6, which will increase the effects of the foods that you eat. Backwoodsman 6 is for carnivore, Live Love 3 is for herbivore. If you don't have access to these, but you do have Live Love 8s, Live Love 8s do give plus 5 experience. Now, moving on to bobbleheads, we have leader bobbleheads as well as the intelligence bobblehead. Leader bobbleheads give 5% experience, as intelligence bobbleheads give plus 2. Some will, or most people use leader bobbleheads because you get the 5%. Intelligence will give you 4% experience. For chems, we only have one chem that you should use because it gives the most intelligence, and that is Berry Mentats. It gives plus 5 intelligence, which is equal to 10% experience. For perk cards, keep in mind that you can only put 15 points into a certain special, but you can add more special points to your overall stats through legendary perk cards. So if you do decide to max out your intelligence, that'll get you 15 points in intelligence, which is equal to 30% experience. And if you add the legendary intelligence point, if you max it out, that gives plus 5 to your intelligence, which grants you 10% extra experience. Now, for the regular perk cards under Charisma, you want to make sure that you absolutely must have Inspirational, because it grants you a solid 15% experience. Now, for other perk cards, if you're using the mutations, you want to make sure that you also have Starch Genes, Class Freak, as well as Strange in Numbers. Starch Genes will allow you to keep your mutations if you use Radaway. Class Freak allows you to reduce the negative effects of your mutations. And Strange in Numbers allows you to increase the positive effects of your mutations, which is why you get plus 6 intelligence with Egghead. Now, if you want to push your EXP gains a little bit more, you can always get intelligence through your armor. Armor for a 2-star roll can roll plus 1 intelligence for 5 pieces. That is an extra 5% or 5 intelligence to your stats. Now, if you're running Bloodied, the go-to armor set is Unyielding because it gives you plus 3 stats except for Endurance. So that all adds up. That's 15 points to intelligence plus the 5 intelligence from your armor or your second legendary roll, which grants you a quick and easy 40% experience. Now, there are some events out there that can give you EXP buffs. Some of these events could be Path to Enlightenment, Mothman Equinox, and Meat Week. Path to Enlightenment can give you 5% experience. Mothman Equinox can give you 5% experience as well. And Meat Week, when you turn in 15 primal cuts, and when the event starts, you can gain the Meat Sweats, which also gives you 5% experience. All of these stack with all of the buffs, chems, mutations, and such that we went over earlier in this video. Now, moving on to some camp buffs, we have Well Rested, Lover's Embrace, as well as the racehorse game that you get from Season 9 scoreboard. The Well Rested gives you a 5% EXP buff, which you can obtain through either resting in a hot tub or sleeping in your bed. Lover's Embrace, you can get the same way, resting in your hot tub or sleeping in your bed, but you need to either romance Beckett or Sophia. These are two allies that have main quest lines that you need to do in order to get them to your camp. But that grants you 10% experience. But the racehorse game, it's one of those buffs where you just sit and interact with for a second, and it will also give you +2 intelligence. For the last bit, we have public teams and lunchboxes. With public teams, you want to make sure that you are in a casual team because the casual team grants you intelligence when you form bonds with your teammates. The more teammates, the longer you're in the team, the more intelligence you get. But lunchboxes, on the other hand, you get 100% experience when you open 4. Now, lunchboxes could be obtained through buying them through the raiders or settlers using gold bullion through their vendors. You can buy them from the atomic shop, or you can claim them through the scoreboard. Those are popping lunchboxes during double XP weekend or whenever you're doing some hardcore grinding is definitely worth the resources, and it's worth the time because it's a huge increase in your experience gains. Now, everything here does stack. The only thing that does not, like I said earlier in the video, is tasty squirrel stew and canned meat stew, cranberry relish, and cranberry cobbler. Those cannot stack, but everything else can. Now for the final part, which is locations and events to keep your eye out for when you are doing your grinds. So, places that a lot of people like to go to when it comes to farming XP is Westtech and White Springs. Westtech is great because not only does it give a lot of experience through the super mutants, but it's great for plastic and steel, as well as legendaries. White Springs can go 2 different ways. You can either farm it non-nuked, or you can nuke it and farm the glowing ghouls. Both methods are very great for junk, as well as legendaries and experience. But unlike regular White Springs, if you nuke it, you do have a greater chance of getting a lot of your flux material, hardened mass, glowing mass, high radiation fluids, and all that other stuff. So it's a pretty significant way to farm, especially during double XP. As for the events, you want to make sure you keep an eye out for Radiation Rumble, Moonshine Jamboree, which I will leave a link above to a EXP farming method in regards to Moonshine Jamboree. Hope you guys will check that out. It's free experience. It's great. But besides Moonshine Jamboree, Uranium Fever, as well as Eviction Notice. Now, participating in as many events is great, but a lot of those events have high density in terms of mobs, and a lot of the enemies give you a lot of experience as well. But on top of those events, do queens, do earls when you can, if you can, and you're going to rack in a bunch of experience. And with that, friends, that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found the information useful. But also just a little thing, I do stream on Twitch and do like to help out anyone who needs help. We give out EXP buffs of all kinds, launch nukes and all that other stuff. And if you would like to join the community, I'll leave a link in the description. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, happy hunting, take it easy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.